Welcome to the Child Care Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacosio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Child Care Director's Chair.
Guys, it's Erica here with the Child Care Director's Chair podcast, your favorite place to be, and we are so happy you are here with us today. I have a question for you. What if one of the most powerful teaching tools in your classroom didn't come from a curriculum binder at all, but came from music and movement and play? And today we're talking about how and why incorporating more music and movement in early childhood classrooms benefits not only children, but educators too, and the results might surprise you. In this episode, we're exploring how music and movement supports brain development, self-regulation, language, and just joy in learning. We'll also talk about how these practices can reduce stress, improve classroom and reconnect teachers with why they fell in love with this work in the first place. Joining us is my friend Brenda. You might know her on IG as Mindfully Music. Is that correct? Mindfully Music?
Musically Mindful.
Musically Mindful. I knew it was one of those.
Yeah.
So tell folks a little bit about yourself, Brenda.
Hi, friends. My name is Brenda Lamaldi, and I am the creator of Musically Mindful. I've been a music educator for almost 30 years, and a few years ago, teachers started coming to me for advice on how they can implement more music in the classroom. And I started presenting at conferences, and it's been a lot of fun sharing with my colleagues little tips and strategies they can use to make their days flow a little easier, help with those tricky times like transitions throughout the day.
You know, I love watching your reels on IG too. Like, all your classes always, one, look packed, and two, look so fun.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to have you at my conference. You said teachers that are coming to you, but what inspired you to focus on music and movement in early childhood education in the first place?
It's something I've always really wanted to do. I've always really loved young children, and music for me, when I was growing up, it helped me get through the everyday. I wasn't the honor roll student. I was definitely not athletic. Music was my power. I would sit at the piano for hours, and it just came really easy to me, and it was a way for me to connect with children.
Yeah, it is such a mood stabilizer. I was just on my friend has a podcast called Memory with the Beat. And we just talked about, like, you pick one song and you talk about, like, what feelings or what memories come with it. And it's so funny because as we started talking, I was like, music is such a great way to stabilize your mood, right?
Absolutely.
A positive or negative, right?
Yes,
You feel
yes.
sad, a good sad song, you want some energy. But, if it does that for us as adults, and I'm just thinking, even when I was a kid, music is so powerful, such a powerful tool. And it's one that we probably don't tap into enough. And then joy, the last 5 or 6 years have been really tough in
Yes, they
our
have been.
field, right? They certainly have. So
Yeah,
having a little bit more joy in the day is something I think we can all benefit from.
definitely. And part of why music is so magical is because it's so accessible to kids. It doesn't matter if they're a second language learner, or if they're having special needs of any kind, or if they're really active or whatever. They can access it in a way that's comfortable for them, whether it's singing or moving or playing an instrument or even just listening to it. It's accessible to all children.
Yeah. And speaking of multiple languages, you also speak Spanish.
I do, yes.
And Spanish too. So I love that we could bring someone to the conference too, who for our dual language educators that, have a space that they can feel comfortable as well. So what do you think some of the key developmental benefits are for children that they gain from regular music and movement experiences in the classroom?
Music helps a lot with language. It addresses the various domains of development, but definitely with language, both receptive and expressive language. Through learning music, through learning songs and rhyming, they're able to access and strengthen their language skills. It helps with connection, with social emotional learning. If children are feeling isolated, music is a way to bring everyone together to really strengthen that classroom community with the kids. Physical movement, you can strengthen those gross motor skills, fine motor skills. It really addresses various domains of development, and that's why it's so beneficial to children.
Yeah. And I think too, like, especially when your program is really diverse or you're just trying to give children exposure to different cultures. I mean, I feel like music, well, I'm Italian, so music and food
Yeah.
and literacy are like my three favorite things, my sister always laughs at me. I love the book Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And
Yes.
somehow I always end up leaning into that story and meatballs at the kids. And we're listening to Italian music when we're making the meatballs, and it just comes together so beautifully.
And it's important for them, to children, to be exposed to different cultures. And music, again, is a way, access point to that. Listening to music from Africa, from Europe, from Asia. And it helps those children feel seen and heard and
Yeah.
validated that their music is being represented.
Yeah. Um, Many teachers worry about losing control or structure. How does music and movement actually support classroom management and self-regulation?
It goes back to being developmentally appropriate and having those developmentally appropriate practices. You meet children where they are. Sometimes they're a little sleepy, so you start low and then you gradually elevate, and then you bring it back down. It's always important to bring it back down. So it's like a sandwich. You start off slow, calm, and then you elevate the energy, and then you make sure you bring it back
To
down
bring
before
it
you
back
end.
down. Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good advice.
yeah.
How can music and movement support language development, social skills, and emotional expression in early childhood classrooms?
Just by listening to different songs, exposing them to vocabulary words, things that they may not have heard, making sure that they're listening for specific parts in the music. It helps with their self regulation, it helps with executive function skills. Being able to talk about feelings, changing the words to music. And sometimes it doesn't even have to rhyme. Just, say what you're feeling. And then it gives them power and it empowers them that they have access to that music and they created those musical experiences.
I love that. What are some simple ways for our teachers who are listening? What are some simple ways that teachers can incorporate music and movement into their daily routines without, special training or special materials?
I hear them because I have my office is next to the classroom. I hear my next door neighbor, she sings her rules to the kids every morning. So instead of just reciting the rules mindlessly, they sing it together and it makes it a little bit more connected to them. If they're doing transitions, going from cleaning up to snack time, they can just sing to the kids what they want them to do. And it inspires them a little bit more. It triggers them a little more to pay more attention in there.
Yeah, that sounds actually like a great idea. I would love to sing to my staff. Maybe when I come in the morning, I could be like, don't forget to punch in, punch in, punch in.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be elaborate at all, just keep it simple, really, and those are the ones that stick.
Yeah. You mentioned that music and movement benefit educators too. How does that approach support teachers' well-being and reduce burnout? Because that's a real thing right now.
It is a really big thing, and it helps teachers remember to find joy in the everyday, to tap into the music if they need to move around, to shake off that negative energy, to sing a song that makes them feel good. It really just inspires them to keep in check their own self-regulation. Remember, if you're not self-regulated, it's going to be hard for the kids to be self-regulated. So music is a channel to help with their own well-being.
Yeah. Can you share a moment or a story where music and movement transformed a classroom or re energized a teacher?
There was a time when the kids were really having a difficult time. They were building and everything, and that they were having a difficult time transitioning. And, instead of getting upset and raising her voice, the teacher was able to just sing to the kids and inspire them through singing and through movement. And, they don't always have to say walk in a straight line, let's march, let's jump, let's hop. It gets them activated, and it makes it a little bit more fun instead of just a straightforward expectation.
Yeah, and you and I, we're in New England. You're in New Jersey, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the winter, we don't
Yeah.
get out as much as we'd like
No.
to.
Yeah.
So maybe could you give us maybe two of your favorite indoor activities that we can do with children when we're stuck in on the days that are super cold or super snowy that we can do in our classrooms?
There is, if you don't mind me singing a song,
Hey.
I follow Music for Kiddos. Creator is Stephanie Level. I use a lot of her music. She is a board certified music therapist and a music educator. A lot of her music is specifically geared towards self regulation with children. So there's one, it goes like this: I'm gonna walk, walk, walk and stop. I'm gonna walk, walk, walk and stop. Turn around, reach up, reach down. I'm gonna walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and stop. And then you can substitute different ways of moving. I'm going to walk, I'm going to dance, I'm going to march, I'm going to slither. You start incorporating those vocabulary words in there. That's a lot of fun. There's another song. These are an oldie but a goodie, and I'm sure you probably know Greg and Steve. They
Uh-huh.
have a song called Listen and Move, and it incorporates movements like galloping and trotting. And again, anything that has stopping and moving, it helps with their self-regulation.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So, and those of you who are in Florida and all the nice weather, you can do it too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just thinking of my poor educators and children who are just like sometimes stuck inside for a couple of days. So, for educators who feel hesitant or overwhelmed, what's one small step that they can take to start using movement and music tomorrow?
They can use it, again, in a way that is comfortable for them. Again, just like the children, some teachers prefer singing, some prefer moving. You can access any kind of music that's appropriate for the kids. Instrumental is always the best way to go, so you don't have to worry about that. And just experiment it. Ask the kids for their ideas. Make it a group effort. And, teachers can be transparent with the kids. I'm not very comfortable, but maybe we can do this together. And then it takes that pressure off them. I think I'd like focusing on the teacher's well-being and some ways that they can incorporate it into their own lives to help with them. Teachers are so selfless and they're so giving. So just to remember to that self-love and to take care of themselves, and that'll be able to transfer to their love of their work.
I love that. I love that. So this conversation is just a preview of what Brenda will be sharing during her session on Saturday at the Early Education Empowerment Conference. Attendees will dive deeper into practical strategies, hands-on ideas, and I promise you, just look at our reels. So nobody is sitting, everyone is moving, and everyone is smiling.
Yes.
Real classroom application that you can take and make music and movement easy, meaningful, and impactful. This conversation resonates with you. We invite you to join us at the Early Childhood Empowerment Conference happening on May 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Crown Plaza in Warwick, Rhode Island. Beautiful Warwick, we love it. And right now, you can take advantage of our BOGO offer. Buy one ticket and get the second one free. So bring a friend, bring a colleague, bring your director, assistant director, member of your teaching team, and come enjoy this experience together. And if you're ready to move more, sing more, have more joy, then you do not want to miss Brenda's session. So that's it for today on the Child Care Directorship Podcast. Brenda, thank you as always for being a guest on our show.
Thank you so much.
We will see you soon, and stay warm in that beautiful state that you are in. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.